Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Corpse Party Blood Drive for the PC. In the last episode, we finished all of Chapter 2, and, well, we found evidence of all of Aiko's friends' deaths. First being video recordings from the one and only Mr. Taguchi of Mr. Kibiki's paranormal research group. And, well, Mr. Taguchi found Naho and Kibiki's corpses, and that kind of, well, ruined his day even further. But those of you who've been with me since the first Corpse Party game I covered pretty much know that he didn't exactly have the best of days coming to Heavenly Host, period. The very instant that he set foot here. And then later on, we found Saika's corpse stuffed in a locker. And as soon as Inumaru, who was accompanying Aiko, found it, it sent him over the edge big time. In fact, apparently, courtesy of some high spiritual powers within him, the darkening within Heavenly Hosts affected him in such a unique way to where, well, frankly, he developed unique. He turned into a superhuman Catman. I don't really know how to put it. He gained superhuman strength. He could leap all over the place. He developed markings. The only thing he's freaking he developed fangs, and I think claws too, if memory serves. The only thing he's missing is cat ears. So, yeah. I gotta worry about his ass now, on top of the big scary dude with the giant axe that I've seen even in the first chapter and the last chapter, and in the first chapter and the second chapter. So, yeah. And things are not going too well for either Ayumi or Aiko. So, before I get started on Chapter 3, there is one ending in Chapter 1 that I apparently missed. I'm going to try find first. As I'm sure those of you who have been with me for a while, or at least since my first Corpse Party Let's Play, are fully aware at this point, I tend to try to go the completionist route with the Corpse Party games. So, if I notice that there's any endings to a particular chapter that I have missed after I completed it, I try to get to seeing those other endings on those chapters as soon as possible before I move on to the main story. So, this should only be a temporary delay moving forward. See you guys in a minute. The first thing I'm going to try is get myself killed by Mayu's spirit, and see if that'll trigger this one wrong end in Chapter 1 that I need to find. If it doesn't work, then, well, I'll just try something else. Come get me, Mayu. I'm right here. That was easy, as I was hoping, but the wrong end itself was a lot blander than I was expecting. Not gonna lie. But whatever, mission accomplished, I think. But just to double check. Yep, I got them all. So let's just go ahead and move on to Chapter 3, and, I don't know. We've already seen Ayumi possibly get axed by the new big guy, and Aiko pretty much got pulverized by Inumaru. I'm going to assume that for Chapter 3, we're probably going to be switching to somebody in the real world now. Blood Drive Chapter 3, Pain. Aside from Satoshi and my other friends who shared the experience with me, there wasn't a soul in this world who believed that Seiko, Suzumoto, Morishige, or Miss Yui ever existed. Must be plain as Naomi. And this fact was really taking its toll on me, particularly in regards to Seiko.
Naomi.
Are you alright, Naomi?
母さんにも心配かけっぱなしでいられないもんね。
Yeah, I'm fine. I can't keep worrying my mom forever. You really shouldn't lie about this sort of thing after everything that you've been through up until this point. It really has shown to not really help you with a lot of your problems. Including, well, what happened with Seiko. I flashed the brightest smile I could muster, though I'm still not sure he entirely bought it.
元気出してこうな。
I'm glad to hear it. Keep that chin up. We'll get through this.
ありがとう。心配しないで。
Thanks. There's no need to be worried about me anymore, okay? I heavily disagree with that. That night, all I could manage to do was stand perfectly still and stare at my desk. I was mumbling something, but I don't even know what. My eyes had glazed over. It was like I was in a trance. Or maybe I just wanted to be. You look like you're in a trance to me. I'm not the one who's wrong. I'm not wrong. She's real. It's everyone else. It's everyone else who's crazy. Says the high school girl with drool coming out of her mouth and eyes smaller than goldfish. Those who refuse to believe another person, no matter what, can go burn in the fires of hell. If they could look into my heart, they'd see that it's the truth. My friend exists. That's not really a... yeah. That argument doesn't really work. You're just basically asking somebody to believe you just at your hearsay alone. And, well, frankly, that's not how how convincing somebody of something like that somebody exists is supposed to work. Let alone proving the existence of anything. Again, I know that she's real, just the same as you, but I'm just trying to, like Naomi, try to look at everything from their perspective. As far as they are concerned, your friend never even existed. And you really have nothing to show them that can really prove it, one way or the other anyway. So, it's really not their fault. My friend named Seiko. I didn't even realize I actually started writing. I was at my desk now, writing words into a notebook. I kept softly repeating her name to myself, over and over again. The words started to sound foreign in my head, but I couldn't stop saying it. Almost like I'd forget her if I did. There was no other sound in the room. Just the scratching of pencil on paper, and hushed sound of my voice. Just the word Seiko, in all of its forms. My voice was getting firmer each time I said it. More demanding. And my writing was growing more feverish, more intense. Finally, the pencil broke in half under the strain. I gripped it so hard that it stabbed into my palm. Blood began to drip onto the paper. My head was hanging limply, but the rest of my body had stiffened. If anyone had seen me, I bet it would have been quite a sight. I could feel blood rushing to my head. My whole body quivered. I raised my head from this vigil and realized tears were streaming down my face. What could she look like? Drawings wouldn't be affected by the whole Spirited Away thing, right? Are you good at drawing, Naomi? Try drawing Seiko. That probably won't get affected. My voice was strained, choking back a sentence I hoped I'd never say. There were countless pictures of Seiko drawn in my notebook. Okay, you've already thought of that. But in every one of them, her face was blank. Well, I stand corrected. Apparently those can be affected too. Or maybe it just has something to do with your memory. No! I hurled a notebook from my desk. Don't go! Don't leave me! Stay inside me! I don't want you to fade away! I don't want you to fade away! I slammed my hands down on the desk with all my might and screamed as loud as my present constitution would allow. You know, I'm worried that if you keep this up, you're going to bring your mother in here. I opened up the photo album on my phone. There was this nagging sensation in the back of my head that I overlooked something. I was absolutely bawling at this point. My face was a mess. But I had indeed overlooked something. On the bottom right of the screen, there was an icon for image modification. I bet I see where this is going. You're going to try to modify the image somehow, and it's going to show. And what's going to end up happening is that I don't know. You'll see Seiko without her face, and by that I mean, well, like what we saw with Mayu. She has no face. All you see is just muscle, flesh, and bone. It's not going to be pretty. After a few menu selections, I found myself adjusting the picture's brightness. I kept hitting the button to turn it up higher, and higher and higher. And slowly, in the very center of the black void that had replaced Seiko's face, I could see something begin to form. I felt like I was on the verge of an incredible discovery, filled with a new hope I hadn't felt since just before the incident at the Shinozaki estate. I'm sure it's going to be very incredible, alright, but not in the way that you'd hope. There was still room to increase the brightness. There were still countless increments to go before I'd reach the phone's upper limit. I just kept pressing the button, over and over. Until finally, in the very center of the would-be face, I could make an extremely faint pattern that looked like freehand lettering spelling the name Sachi in hiragana. Sachi? Like Sachiko? Yeah, I do see something. Was that right? I was certain that's what it said. Was I certain that's what it said? Instinctively, I placed the phone's screen closer to my eye. The limited resolution made this pointless, but I didn't care. It was so close. It was beginning to lose focus, but still wasn't close enough. I had to make sure that's what it said. I touched it to my forehead, as near as my eyes it could get. At which point, the letters latched onto my cornea. They literally attached themselves to my eye. This could be bad. They were there. No matter where I looked, I saw them. My vision had gone half white, obscured by the phantom letters. It only took a moment before the pain set in. And it was not an insignificant amount. I collapsed to the ground, hand ineffectually covering my eye. It was absolutely excruciating. That's around when my mom burst through the door. She looked like she was at the end of her rope. Like she didn't believe anything was wrong, and I was probably just faking it. She was definitely more annoyed than concerned. With nothing more than a grunt, she grabbed me from behind, pinning my arms so I couldn't hurt myself. I fell backward, onto my rear, unable to resist her restraint. It hurts! Mom, my eye really hurts! Medicine! I keep telling you to take your medicine! How many times do I have to say it before it sinks in? Mom! No! This is different! It hurts, it hurts, it hurts! My eye is on fire! Honestly, why can't you just behave yourself? Every day the same thing! No, that's not it! My eye! Mom, it hurts! Huh? What about your eye? Let me see it. Oh! Yikes! My left eye was glazed over with tears and had gone as bloodshot as an eye can get. And right on the cornea, white blister-like bulges were beginning to form, spelling out Sachi. How can you even see what's on your eye right now? Are you looking into your mom's eyes or something? There was no way my mom could ignore or dismiss that. She quickly stepped back in shock. Finally! Acknowledgement! Her breathing had quickened, but she didn't say a thing. She just left the room. To go call for help, I hope. Mom! It was too late. She was gone. Halfway across the house by the time I called out. Mom! 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 I was sprawled out in the corner of my room, like a giant stuffed bear. At some point, I think I lost consciousness. But I'm still not really sure. How long have I been sitting here? I was starting to feel a little less tense. A little more relaxed. I looked up. At the prospect of actually discerning details in my room, my left eye reacted with sharp, intense shot of pain. I'm gonna make a prediction. Now that you got that weird Sachi thing in your eye, are you gonna be able to see like Seiko's face and maybe some other weird spiritual shit too? Kind of like a spiritual eye, as it were. Are you gonna get superpowers of your own? My vision was still half white. My eye. God. It wasn't a dream, was it? It was real. I could feel the pain with every pulse, and every part of my body. It was almost unbearable. And yet... Mom. What happened to Mom? She'd run out of the room in shock, and obviously had been gone for quite some time. As sick as she was of me, I couldn't imagine she'd leave me to suffer without doing anything. I opened my bedroom door and slowly crept downstairs. I could hear a sound coming from the kitchen. A very specific, very peculiar sound repeating at regular intervals. Why do I feel a sense of dread coming along? I did my best to sneak over to the doorway and peek in undetected. Mom, why do you have that knife? And what I saw was my mom sharpening a kitchen knife with intense focus. Naomi, somebody tells me that she, looking into your eye, might have done something really bad to her mental faculties. So I would advise that maybe you should run. I had no idea what she planned to do with it, but an irrational fear washed over me. I don't think it's quite that irrational. I'm having a real bad feeling about this too. I slowly and silently sneaked my way over to the front entrance. And I made sure not a peep could be heard from me until I was outside and away from the house. Hey Satoshi, if you're looking for Yoshiki, you might want to check at the nearby street. He might still be near a nice big dent in the concrete wall somewhere. It was a new morning, bright and early. Satoshi called out to me like I was 12 or something. I've been in this old, cheap, run-down two-story apartment building for a long time now. It may not have been much to look at, but I felt it had a certain charm. Satoshi was cradling his school bag in his arms as he waited for me in front of my room on the ground floor. On mornings when he wasn't waylaid by Yuka, he would always drop by and invite me to walk to school with him. Originally, he was doing it for my own good, as I've been known to ditch school a lot, and he figured a friendly offer like his might get my attendance up a little. Admittedly, it worked. Well, that's a nice and considerate thing of him to do. Yo, how's your back, by the way? Any better? I finally made my entrance. Or my exit, I suppose. And I'm pretty sure Satoshi must have been really confused, as I had on my shoulders one hell of a backpack, boasting a full-on survival kit, provisions, the works. Okay, so you are preparing all manner of supplies for a potential trip back to Heavenly Host, I take it. That's good. That's a good start. But we got one problem. You have no readily accessible way to get back there. Yep. Satoshi was confused, alright. What's all that? You look like you're ready to hike up a mountain or something. I slowly, carefully lowered the giant backpack to the ground. No. It's more like... Actually, before that, will you stop calling out to me like you're my mom or something? I'm not in grade school anymore. Huh? Forget it. Actually, I have things to do, so I won't be going to school today. Yeah, going for a mountain hike, like you said. Sorry to waste your time. Okay, come on, that's bullshit. I know that you're gonna try to go back to Heavenly Host to try and rescue Ayumi. Just tell him what you're going to do so, you two could go gather everybody up and then come up with a plan together. So, you're all together to help out Ayumi rather than, you yourself going back there alone. Like, come on, man. Don't leave your brain at the door. Damn it. I didn't think I'd go down so easily last night. Well, to be fair, Yoshiki, I don't think any of us would expect some hooded punk to come along and telekinetically throw us into a stone wall. So, don't be too hard on yourself. I remember taking a hit to the back of the head. Bad enough that I woke up in a hospital or something. God, what the hell am I doing? Wait for me, Shinzaki. I'm coming! You're hiding something from me again. Yes, he is. Huh? I guess I wasn't all that convincing. But even still, I didn't expect Satoshi to see through me so quickly and easily. You're carrying a goddamn backpack full of survival gear. It's obvious that you're up, and you're doing it completely out of the blue. It's obvious that that you're up to something. I stumbled under his glare. It was almost like I'd just been called out by a newborn baby. Or, like, a fawn. Dude was way too innocent for his own good. Can't fault him on his instincts. One of his biggest selling points, I guess. He's really good at emphasizing with others and helping them get over their problems. Come on, out with it. You can't hide anything from me. No, I guess not. Ayumi's face appeared in the back of my mind. Shinzaki says she didn't want Satoshi and the others to get involved any more than they already were. So I can't very well tell him I'm trying to find Aiko so I can go back there. Yes, you fucking can! Screw what Ayumi wants here. She's not in her right mind. Just get everybody together. This has something to do with Heavenly Host, doesn't it? Yes, it does! What? Damn, he was on today. That sure seems like a yes reaction to me. How the hell did you know? You keep digging that grave, Yoshiki. Believe me, you're doing yourself a favor in the long run. And possibly Ayumi too, if she's still in one piece. Knowing her dumb luck, she probably is. God damn it, I'm terrible at this! I covered my mouth, but it was too late. I'd already confirmed it. Well, you've got a bunch of talismans in your bag, for one thing. I did have a lot of talismans with me. I bought them at the convenience store, and didn't exactly packed smartly enough to hide them. I certainly wasn't going to win any awards for stealth. Didn't that place fall apart, though? Please don't tell me it's still standing. As a matter of fact, Satoshi... No, we saw it collapsing around us when we escaped. You saw it too. It's rubble. Yoshiki, what the fuck are you doing? Satoshi stared deeply into my eyes, as if evaluating my answer for any possible deception. this time, it seems like I succeeded in fooling him. I hope for your sake that you haven't. Otherwise, this is just gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. Actually, no, scratch that. This is a corpse party game I'm talking about. There's a very slim chance at all it's gonna get better.
だよな。まあどのみちもう幸子もいないあの空間にはおまじないも効かないし行く方法もないけどな。
Yeah, you're right. No, he's not. Besides, Sachiko doesn't exist there anymore, so I can't imagine talismans would have any effect. There's no way to get back there anyway.
ああ。俺は今からちょっと天理症のことで調べもんだ。別に危険なことはねえからよ。
Exactly. I was just going to research it a little. Then why bring all the talismans if all you're going to do is a little light reading on it? Huh, Yoshiki? I wasn't going to do anything dangerous.
だったらいいんだけどさ。
Okay. That's fine then.
でも何か行動を起こすなら。
But if that changes, make sure you don't do it on your own.
ナオミにも話す。こういうのは何も言われない方が辛いんだ。
I've been telling Naomi the same thing. The worst thing in the world is not knowing what happened to someone. I say the worst thing that could happen is losing your lucky pencil on test day. I thought I was in the clear, but Satoshi suddenly got a puzzled look on his face. He reached over to my backpack and pulled out one of the talismans I'd lazily stuck in the front pouch.
こんなもん聞くのか？
Do these things really work? He was looking it over like an appraiser or something. Why wouldn't he just leave me alone?
知らねえよ。イワシの頭よりはマシだろ。
How should I know? People used to use sardine heads to ward off evil. This is probably just as effective. I yanked a talisman back out of Satoshi's hand and crammed it into the front pocket of my school blazer.
よしき。たまに昔の人みたいなこと言うよな。
Man, I haven't heard somebody talk like that in forever. You're like an old man sometimes, Yoshiki.
せえな。
Shut up, damn it.
でもな、今日はまず学校に連れてくぞ。
Either way, first things first, you're going to school today. With this, Toshi grabbed my sleeve.
あ？なんでだよ。
Huh? Why?
だってお前、出席日数足りてないだろ。クオン先生が授業前に朝一で歩行って言ってたんだ。小テストで済むってさ。
Because your attendance is low enough already, and Miss Kuon said she'd help you make it up before class today. Probably with Wiz or something.
知らねえよ。ダブローが何しようが。それどころじゃねえ。
I don't give a crap about that. They can hold me back a year if they have to. This is not the time for school. Now, Satoshi, if you hadn't left your brain at the door this morning, this is where you should probably ask. If all you're doing is just some light research on Heavenly Host, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you doing a little light research on a place that supposedly doesn't even exist anymore? To the point where you're willing to risk being held back a year for it. Is it really just light reading, boy?
そんなにお前が優先するってことは、篠崎も関係あるのか？
I take it this has something to do with Shinozaki then, or you can just ask about that. That's also another good plan of attack.
What?
Was this guy psychic? He hadn't been wrong all morning.
まあいいや。学校行って聞いてやる。行くぞ。リュックはとりあえず家の中に入れてっと。
Whatever happened, it'll wait. You can tell me all about it at school. Come on, let's go. You can leave the backpack right here. It seems Satoshi wasn't going to take no for an answer. Just tell him what you're really up to, man. It's pointless to keep fighting this.
おい、 いサトシ待てて。わかった。いやいいんだろわけをってだから手離せって。
Yo, seriously, Satoshi, stop! I get it, okay? Just come on. Get your hands off of me. You want me to be honest with you? I'll be honest with you. I won't believe you until I see it. Sure you will. Come on!
サトシくん、岸沼くん、おはよう。
And here we are. You had all the way from when Satoshi dragged you to your apartments to here to tell him what was going on, and clearly you did not. Yoshiki, you fool. You should have had breakfast this morning. It's messing with you. Not having breakfast clearly is messing with your head. Satoshi, Kishinuma, good morning.
おはようございます。
Good morning. Hey.
たった15分の小テストで単位をつけてあげるんだから頑張ってよね、岸沼くん。
You're a lucky one, Kishinuma, getting off of just a 15-minute quiz. I hope you're ready for it. Whatever.
ヨシキには説明してあります。
Yoshiki has been made aware of the seriousness of his situation.
大事な用あんのに来てやったんだ。終わったら速攻帰るからな。
I seriously don't have time for this, you know. But here I am. Let's just get it over with so I can get the hell out of here. Okay. Shinozaki is trapped somewhere in Heavenly Host with an obviously evil stranger doing God knows what. But I'm sure she's in no serious peril right now. There's nothing serious that could possibly be going on in Heavenly Host. I'll just take this 15-minute quiz at school real fast, then I can go play the rescuer. What could possibly go wrong with that? It's just 15 minutes. It's not that long. You're giving me a headache. Yoshiki.
じゃあ教室行きましょう。
It was great of you to come. Now let's be off to the classroom, shall we?
ここでいい。テスト持ってきてくれ。
I'm fine right here. Just bring me the quiz.
ヨシキ、無茶言うなよ。
Don't be stupid, Yoshiki. I agree! Don't be stupid!
マジでそれどころじゃねえんだよ。
All of you stop being
俺は行かなきゃ
stupid!
ならねえとこがあんだ。
Except you, Kuon. You don't seem to be acting stupid right now, so you're okay. But you two! Stop drinking the stupid juice! Look, there's no time to argue. There's someplace I absolutely have to be. I stuck my hand into my pocket and took out a mechanical pencil. If they were going to force me to do this, I need to shave off every second I could. As I removed the pencil, the talisman I shoved in there earlier fell to the ground. Maybe it's one of your products. You sell talismans.
マニアを探し出せ。
Or your company does anyway.
篠崎が。
I need to hurry and find that spirit item fanatic. Or else Shinozaki could be...
レーグマニアってもしかして丹羽愛子さんのことか。
Spirit item? Fanatic? Are you talking about Aiko Niwa?
ああ、そうだよ。
Yeah, that's her.
篠崎に何かあったのか。まさか本当に天神賞。
Did something happen to Shinozaki? Wait, are you trying to tell me she somehow went back to Heavenly Host? Yes, my friend. Yes. Now you finally say something, dipshit!
お前なんでもっと早く言わないんだよ。
Why didn't you say so sooner? Why didn't you perceive it sooner? You're both at fault!
お前が聞く耳持たなかったんだろうが。ずるずる引っ張りやがって。
Because you weren't listening to me. Why should he listen to you? It was obvious you were being dishonest. All you did was yank on my damn shirt.
愛ちゃんがどうしたの？天神？
What's this about I and Heavenly Host?
いや、なんでも。
Oh, it's nothing. Wait,
愛ちゃん？
I?
そういえば先生って丹羽。
Huh. Come to think of it, Your last name is Niwa.
うん。
That's right.
今名前の出た丹羽愛子は私の妹よ。愛ちゃん。
The person you just mentioned, Aiko Niwa, is my sister. I call her Ai.
先生、その愛子に会いたいんだけどよ。どこに行けば会えるんだ？
Miss Kuon, I'd like to meet with Aiko. Do you know where I can find her?
この時間ならやっぱり学校かしらね。昨日の夜様子がおかしかったんだけど。
Hmm? At this hour, I imagine she's in school. She's in school, all right. Though, she was acting rather strangely last night.
先生、一緒に住んでるの？
Do you live with her, Miss Kuon?
ええ。
I do.
俺と篠崎に会った後か。様子がおかしかったって、どうおかしかったんだよ。
So this would have been after Shinozaki and I met with her. How was she acting exactly? Like, what was strange about it? Well...
私、あなたのこと喋ったかも。
I may have said something about you. Wait a minute. Are you talking about when you're trying to tell Aiko that you fell in love with someone recently? And you're looking at Satoshi there. So, I see we're gonna go with a teacher-student romance subplot and all this, huh? Huh?
やだわ。
This is rather awkward. Yep. Definitely Satoshi. Yuka would be very displeased.
他にはねえの？
Okay. And then what?
そうね。思い出してきたわ。何か小さな青い石を2個大事そうに持っていたわ。
Well, let's see. She was holding 2 small blue stones in her hand. Almost cradling them, in fact.
それだ。
Bingo!
あいつ、
That's
もう
it.
一組持ってやがったんだな。
She had another pair.
だがこれはチャンスだぜ。先
This is
生、
our chance.
愛子は今日も確かに学校に行ったのか？
Miss Kuon, do you know for sure that Aiko went to school today?
愛ちゃんなら昨日の夜深刻な顔をしてお家を出て行って朝まで帰ってこなかったわ。
She looked rather perturbed as she left the house last night. And she wasn't home when I got up this morning.
朝ごはんを作って待っていたんだけれど全部私が食べちゃった。
I made some breakfast and waited for her, but I wound up eating it all.
よしき、
Yoshiki!
先にあの石を一人で使われちまったら、篠崎を追う手段がなくなっちまうじゃねえか。
If she used those stones on her own, that's the end of it. There's no other way to go after Shinozaki. Yep, pretty much, as far as we know. Yoshiki, wait!
先生ありがとう。よしきは後でまた連れてくるからさ。
Thank you, Miss Kuon. I'll be sure to bring him back. All right.
ん？
Chain link fence. Chain link fence. You're all looking north. You're not on the roof, are you, Naomi? What are you doing? Should I be scared? As Satoshi turned to leave, he caught a glimpse of Nakashima, standing on the school roof on the wrong side of the guardrail, looking tired and worn. For the love of God, somebody get a fucking trampoline set up. Call the fire department. There was no spark in her eyes. No awareness. It looked almost as if she were sleepwalking.
Naomi!
Naomi! This is bad. Yep, she's just ahead now. With a little bit of clothes on top of a pile of blood, guts, and other kinds of goop. Surrounded by a circle. She's dead. Ignore the dialogue box. It's just a lie. I try to pick myself up and look around. But I could only move my neck. Everything was dark, and the only sign of my surroundings was an unpleasant, vaguely organic noise filling my ears. I felt in some way restrained. What's going on? I would like to know that myself. How exactly did your dumb luck pan out for you the way it did? As my eyes adjusted to the dim light of the room, I could see that I was blanketed by red flesh. It was as if the floor had come to life, and was absorbing me into its collective. This is disgusting! God! I focused my strength and was finally able to break free from my bindings. Bits of red matter flying away from my body as I tore through it to freedom. I was absolutely soaked, however, with a strange viscous fluid, and chunks of meat were clinging fast to my skin and clothes. The blanket of flesh on the ground was now bubbling out a murky red liquid from all the spots I'd torn in my escape, as violently as if a faucet had been turned to full. The hell was that? Ugh. I was in tears, trying as hard as I could to wipe the viscera from my body. As I watched, however, a chunk I'd been trying to shake free from the back of my hand just dissolved away. Aside from the murmurs of the flesh blanket, the room was deathly silent, and lit only by a faint blue glow streaming in from the nearby window. This is still Heavenly Host, for sure. I see you're still nearby, Mayu. An entity resembling Mayu was charging at me from the depths of the darkness. And off she goes. It was all in my head. A flashback. She wasn't after me now, but she definitely had been. That was really Suzumoto, wasn't it? Tears were pouring out of my eyes by this point. I could do nothing to hold them back. Can I really do it? Can I bring them back? You better hope for your sake that you can, otherwise this entire game would be completely pointless. Can I even really find a Book of Shadows in this endless darkness? Maybe I shouldn't have come. You know what? I think you're wrong. You totally should have come. After all, if anybody was going to be able to revive your dead friends, you, without question, would be the most qualified individual among your entire group to do it. So qualified, in fact, you don't need to think any of your plans through. You just improvise things as you go along, Indiana Jones style. You will be fine. Everything will go swimmingly. You'll see your dead friends again, or well, they'll be alive by that point if everything goes well. You'll all probably find some way to get out of here together. You'll all have your happy ending, and, well, you'll probably still get yourself killed by, I don't know, wandering into traffic without looking where you're going or something. Because at this point, I can't trust you to even follow basic traffic safety protocol without somebody there to hold your hand. And then it'll just be happy days from that point onward. You got this, Ayumi. I have faith in you. I crouched on the floor to gather my thoughts. I noticed that my cell phone was lying on the ground beside me. And that wasn't all. A circular design was carved into the floor, perfectly round as if traced by compass. The fleshy goo I'd been trapped in more or less centered inside. What in the... Actually, come to think of it... Wasn't I about to get attacked by some kind of monster with an axe? Yeah, you were. I checked myself over for injuries. There were none, or at least none caused by an axe. How am I still alive? Sheer blind Deus Ex Machina levels of luck, Ayumi. That's how you're still alive. I guess I must have skinned my knee when I tripped. And if that scraped knee was exposed to that fleshy substance, I can't help but wonder, are you going to contract something really nasty from it? If memory serves, and if the floor plan hasn't changed too much, the infirmary should be right here. Maybe I can catch my breath there for a minute. See, we got another holy statue over there. Huh? The hard wooden clops of my footsteps gave way to a softer, squishier series of plops. Taken aback by this sudden change, I looked down, terrified of what I might be walking in. As I feared, whatever it looked awfully biological. Huge swathes of the floor were coated in what looked like internal organs, moving, swaying, and pulsing in a sick rhythm. This is really disturbing. What is it? As I raised my foot and found a seaweed-like substance that closely resembled a network of blood vessels stuck to the bottom of my shoe. There wasn't anything like this at Heavenly Host before. It's like the whole school's being swallowed by something. Question is, what exactly? So what do we got in here? I recognize that figure on the wall. I wonder what those are. They look a lot like the occult symbols we found in the basement of the Shinozaki estate. Only different. A little more demonic, I guess? Whatever they are, I'm getting the shivers just looking at them. Maybe you should stop looking at them. After all, you are a walking radio receiver for, well, poltergeists. It'd be very unfortunate if you ended up transmitting a rather unfortunate soul. Calm down, Ayumi. Just focus on what you have to do. There's a good chance that this girl has the Book of Shadows. And she looks a lot like If I talk to her and tell her what's happening, I'm sure she'll give me the book. I think she'd sooner give you the axe that she's holding in her right hand before handing you over the book, but okay, fine. Let's just hope for the best, shall we? Just before I passed out, I thought I saw her, but she had a very different aura than before. I should leave a candle here. Maybe Misuro will see it. Hopefully, I'm sure she'll give me the book. Oh, wait a minute. Hopefully Misuro will see it. Okay, yeah, I did read that right. I'm used to the most recent messages being on the bottom of a message log rather than the very top. It keeps throwing me off. Map matches. Wonder if there are any nearby. There probably is. There's someone lying on the ground next to the heater. That was easy. Matches obtained. It's an old-fashioned heater, though there's no oil left in it. There are traces of vomit and blood in and on the sink and mirror. Looks like that there's all manner of medicine inside the cabinet, but the door is sealed shut, as if it were never meant to open in the first place. Many have clearly tried, however, as the glass is covered in handprints. There's a drawing here depicting various internal organs. And we got the statue here. There's a wooden doll here that seems to be completely suffused with holy power. Let's leave it be. The poster itself seems to be emitting a disturbing, mournful moan. Got a corpse on that bed there. The bottles inside the cabinet are coated in a thick layer of dust. The glass is too caked with dust and debris to get a good look at what's inside. There's something on the floor. Okay, we got bandages. At least it was courteous enough to restore my health at the start of the new chapter. Let's look at my... Apparently it just gets rid of my entire inventory of each new chapter, huh? So whatever healing items that I find will have to be exclusively to whatever chapter I'm in. I can't just stack them up throughout the game. That's unfortunate. My name tag rests beside the corpse. Keimei Academy, Class 1A. Kazumi Fujishita. Succumbed to shock on removal of spine. Catchphrase was, in this world of uninteresting things, let's be interesting. Well, I think you've achieved that posthumously, what with you having your spine removed. I'm interested to know why would anyone want to remove your spine. But this is Heavenly Host, and darkening tends to make people go fucking crazy, so maybe there was no logical reason whatsoever. Maybe it was something along the lines of, maybe one of your friends or whatever thought that you didn't have a spine, so they decided to cut open your back, and once they saw that you did have it, they decided that they need it for themselves, because, well, they'd probably make better use of your spine than a coward like you would, so, yeah. Let's look around a little bit, shall we? This is blood. It's fresh. There should be stairs leading to the third floor over that way. Let's try heading up north, shall we? So what's this cabinet doing here? There's nothing to note inside the cabinet. Though there's still a massive blood stain here. Maya Suzumo's remains are no longer present. Well, I guess that's a good thing, because for all we know, they could come to life and try to strangle us or something. The desks have been moved. And the trail continues here, so that monster must have gone upstairs. And we're gonna go right up there and probably run right into it. I've got quite the blood trail going on here. Ooh, I almost walked right into that. We meet again, third floor lavatories. I bet you're just as broken down and dilapidated as you were the last time I was here. The front of the sink is coated in a disturbing slimy mucus that smells absolutely terrible. There's hardened vomit in the sink, with flies flitting about it. The front of the sink is coated in disturbing... Okay, that says the same thing as the other one. There's dried urine in the urinal, producing an absolutely nauseating odor. The stain in the urinal is attracting a large number of flies. I see a corpse hanging in that one right at the very end. I wonder if a certain ghost is still taking residence in one of these lavatories. A name tag rests beside the corpse. Hinata High, Class 2-5. Yosuke Okawa. Hanged and stabbed. Unclear which offense resulted in death. Well, that sucks. Let's try taking a look at the girls' lavatories now. It does not look like I'll be able to go take a look. The door is latticed with human hairs holding it in place. There's no way through. The bloodstains lead here, which means Yuki is most likely inside, along with that axe-wielding giant. Well, I have those matches. Can I just set this on fire? Or do I need, like, oil or something first? I don't know this number. Hello? 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 There you are, you little shit. Where the hell are you? Still alive, huh? You! Where are you? Why are you such a fucking wuss? What? All you ever think about is how much you regret everything. Well, he's not wrong about that. I'll give him that much. If there were a voltage meter attached to me, it would have spiked at that moment. Never before had one person been able to anger me so quickly and so effortlessly. The truth stings, doesn't it? What the hell is your problem? How can you just leave me by myself like this? Tell me where you are, right now. No need to get so pissy. I'm looking for you too. We'll run into each other in here at some point. Huh? That's the best answer you can give? This is Heavenly House Elementary. It's a jumbled mess of dimensions. We may never see each other again for all you know. You should have thought of that before jumping into this place with him. But, well, yeah, you didn't account for that possibility. Now here you are, alone with whatever the fuck else is in here. Fleshy walls and floors notwithstanding. Oh, yeah, that's true. And I'm the one with the stones. So if push comes to shove, I guess you'll wind up getting left behind.
なことよりもこの涅槃の至るところにある悪魔的な記号を見たか。
Forget about that for a minute, though. Have you seen all the demonic-looking symbols and markings here?
見た気がするけど。
I'm pretty sure I have.
あの文字はこの涅槃に潜む何かの力を増幅する。
Those writings amplify some kind of power throughout the entire Nirvana. Something big.
何かって何？文字に意味があるの？
Some kind of power? What do they signify exactly?
細かいことはまだわからねえが、あれはマルトバの連中が使う黒魔術。この学校には何かがいる。気をつけろ。
I'm not really sure on the details, but I can tell you they're black magic. I'm sure you know a lot more than you're letting on, buddy. I have no reason to trust you. Or at least believe that you're telling me the whole truth here. The kind used by the Martubas. There's definitely something going on in this school, so be careful. What?
必ずまた合流できるはずだ。そうすりゃこの石でお前も現世に戻れる。
You'll be fine, though. We'll meet again, somehow or another. And then you can use these stones and head back to reality. Hey! That wasn't exactly an ideal spot to cut off in the conversation. I panicked and tried to call back.
気をつけろって何に気をつければいいのよ。
Be careful, he says. Be careful of what? Try everything! Even the air you fucking breathe. I redialed the number over and over again, more times than I could count, but Misuto never picked up.
一方的すぎるよ。
You gave me so little to go on! No shit! And I bet that was intentional too. Oh hey, I guess we're back here now.
聖子、元気？よくここでお弁当食べたね。
Seiko, how are you? We used to eat lunch here together all the time. Remember? I held my hand down in front of me, looked down at my phone. All my attention was on the little glowing screen. My index was filled with old emails from Seiko.
私の時間はずっと止まってるよ。あんたと一緒じゃないと怖くて一歩を踏み出せないよ。
It's like time is frozen for me, you know? Without you by my side, I'm scared. Too scared to take even a single step. Don't do it. Stretched out beneath my feet, I could see the roof of the connecting corridor on the first floor. This was a 5-story school building. There'd be no surviving a fall from this height.
もう一度顔が見たい。一度でいいの。
I want to see your face again. Just one more time. If you got a death wish and you want to see Seiko again, at least go to Heavenly Host and do it. That would be the logical place to do it. But I don't want you to kill yourself, believe it or not. You may have made a few dumb mistakes up to this point, sure, but nothing worth dying over. I do want you to, you know, get some help. Well, as much help as you can get considering your circumstances, but still.
あんたのこと忘れるなんて。いや。
I don't want to forget you.
Naomi!
Nakashima, don't do it. Why are you so quiet, Kuon?
びっくりした。サトシ、先生。
Satoshi. It's Kuon. You really scared me there for a second. Huh?
Naomi!
Naomi!
高島さん。
Nakashima.
危ない。
That was really close. Yeah, you really shouldn't just go up to someone on the ledge of a 5-story building and yell at them to stop. You might just startle them into falling off anyway. Big mistake.
私が飛び降りるかもって。ごめんね。しないよ、そんなこと。
You thought I was going to jump? Sorry. I wasn't planning on it, honest. Then stay on this side of the fucking fence! Jesus!
驚いたわ。
You certainly gave us quite a start.
何をしてたんだあんなところで。
What were you doing out there?
よく聖子とさ、この柵越えて、ほら、あの配電機の上に寝転がってたの。だから、ちょっとあの子のことを思い出した。
Seiko and I used to hop the railings here. That's dangerous. See, over there? We'd lie on top of that power box together. And I just want to remember those days. To remember her.
そうか。勘違いでよかったよ。
Oh, okay. Thank God it was just a misunderstanding.
中島さん、その目どうしたの？
Nakashima, is something wrong with your eye? As a matter of fact, yes. You have some spiritual powers, right? Maybe you could use those to take a good long hard look at her eye and maybe give us some useful exposition here? That'd be really appreciated.
これは
Well, as long as it doesn't go on for over an hour. It happened last night.
見せてみて。
May I take a look? My cornea was etched with indistinct white dots. To the untrained eye, they probably looked like random blistering. Ouch. Blistering on the eyeball. On closer inspection, one could easily make out that they were actually letters.
これは呪詛の症状じゃない？
Is this from a curse, perhaps? Huh?
先生、霊とか詳しいの？
Miss Kuon, are you familiar with things like that?
うちの会社がね、そういうものも扱っているの。昨日の夜、どうしたの？
Yes, you could say that. My company has some dealings with this sort of thing. May I ask, what happened last night?
携帯で画像を見てたら、急に目に文字が貼り付いたみたいになって。
I was looking at a picture on my phone, really close, and the letters got stuck to my eye. You know, outside of context, this sounds kind of silly, but yeah.
例の写っている画像とかかな？今ある？
Was it a spirit photograph then? Do you still have it? I wasn't sure I was ready to show this strange woman a photo of Seiko who was, by all rights, non-existent in this world. I'm sure nothing could hurt then if you were to get some non-existent help from a non-existent entity that is your non-existent teacher, Naomi. After all, what kind of non-existent harm would she be able to bring upon you? Just entertain it, this notion, this non-existent notion. I considered it for a moment, but ultimately decided the risks outweighed any possible reward. What risks? Care to share with me what those risks are? You did just point out she's non-existent.
いえ、もうありません。
No, I don't have it anymore.
そう。この世のものじゃない存在が写っている画像は悪い影響を及ぼすから保存とかしちゃダメよ。
I see. That's good. Photographs depicting things which don't belong on this plane will have negative effects on the viewer when seen, so it's always best not to save them.
この世のものじゃない存在。
Things that don't exist on this, that don't belong in this plane. Huh? Though it's obvious Miss Kuon didn't intend that as an insult. Those of us who survived the Heavenly Host ordeal couldn't help but have our hearts sink at the harshness of the phrase. Instantly, my depression intensified.
これ目薬よ。それと眼帯。不便でもしばらくつけておくといいね。ただの細菌感染だとすぐ治ってくれるはずだよ。
Here, I have some eye drops and an eye patch. It might be a little uncomfortable, but do keep it on. If it's just a regular infection, it should heal up in no time. Satoshi's eyes widened as Miss Kuon pulled all manner of shocking objects from her bag, searching for the eye drops and eye patch she apparently just happened to have on hand. She also seemed transfixed by the company logo emblazoned on the side of the bag, PL Promotions Co., Inc.
ありがとう、先生。
Thank you, Miss Kuon.
中島さん、今日はもう帰った方がいいわ。安静にしていないと余計なものを取り込んでしまうかもしれない。
You should go home for the day, Nakashima, and get some rest. If you don't, you might inadvertently take in something else. Huh? Miss Kuon clearly knew more than she was letting on. I was a little taken aback by this whole encounter. The expression on her face was not that of someone playing around, nor that of a teacher, but that of a professional giving a deathly serious prognosis. It reminded me of the look Shinozaki would give whenever she sensed danger. Reading between the lines, it was evident that Miss Kuon's sensitivity to the supernatural was well honed. Satoshi and I were both looking at her somewhat agape, and I think we realized, in that moment, that this was someone we could trust.
それじゃあ俺
I hope you're right. Because every single new person, well, including Aiko, but she's technically not new because she debuted in the last game. But every single new person that we met so far seems to be at best manipulative. I'll walk her home then.
サトシ君は授業があるでしょ。私が送ってくわ。いい？中島さん。一緒にお家に戻ろう。
Oh, but you have class, don't you? I'll be happy to see her off safely. If that's alright with you, Nakashima. May I escort you? No. Pardon? No! I will not go home!
どうしたんだ、ナオミ。
What happened, Naomi? I won't! I just won't! Not there! Naomi. Miss Kuon's eyes moved downward a bit, surveying my body. I wasn't sure what she was doing at first, but then I realized. She was observing the state of my uniform. Namely, that was a mess of wrinkles, as if I hadn't changed outfit for far longer than one would expect.
中島さん、あなた家出してきたの？もしかして昨日から？
Nakashima, could it be that you've run away from home? Perhaps you've been on the run since last night's incident. If I go home, she'll give me medicine. I'm scared. I probably sound like a little girl at the doctor's office, frightened of the needle. This may have been the first time Satoshi realized just how much Seiko's loss still bothered me. I was in shock, and in denial, and been trying so hard to play it off. Naomi.
わかったわ。じゃあ、家に行きなさい。お家に連絡だけ入れておくわね。
All right. I understand. You'll come to my place then. and I'll contact your parents from there. I don't think that's a good idea, because, again, Naomi's mother going off like that after she saw that Sachi symbol or whatever in Naomi's eye, and going to sharpen a knife, really has me worried about her going anywhere near Naomi. I hope I'm being paranoid, but I really don't think I am. So I think it would be best if you didn't let her know where Naomi is, just in case she's still under, I don't know, some sort of spell or something. Let's stop by the classroom and pick up your bag. Then we'll be off, okay? And Satoshi, I want you to do your best in today's classes.
Naomi!
Naomi!
よく休むんだぞ。
I hope you feel better. Thanks.
よしきは一人で動こうとするし、篠崎も心を痛めていた。
Yoshiki's sneaking around by himself. Shinozaki's in pain.
ナオミもやはり苦しんでる。
Naomi's suffering just as much.
このままじゃみんな心が潰れてしまう。
At this rate, we're all going to lose our
なんとかしなく
minds.
ては。
I have to do something.
ごめん先生。
I'm sorry, Miss Kuon. What are you gonna do?
よしき、待ってろ。
Hang in there, Yoshiki. You're gonna go follow him into Heavenly Host or something, aren't you? This is no time for schoolwork.
きっと丹羽愛子さんに話を聞くために東証学園に行ったに違いない。
He must have gone to Palawina Academy High School to meet with Aiko Nioa. Did Kuon ever mention Aiko's school name to you too? I don't recall her ever saying the name, so how would you know this?
いいか水木、お前は特に二人の親友だったから気持ちはわかるが、くれぐれも気を落とすんじゃないぞ。
Come now, Mizuki. I understand that those two were your best friends, but you mustn't lose faith.
お家の方も捜索願いを出されているし、きっとさえの木も大上もひょっこり帰ってくる。心配はいらないよ。
Their families placed missing persons reports, so I'm absolutely certain Sainoki and Ui will be back before you know it. Keep that chin up.
清水先生。
Yes, Mr. Shimazu. Okay, you're in a much more presentable outfit than your usual attire. I'm glad to see that that's not your regular school attire, your other outfit. Otherwise, I would be calling that maybe the school body in this place should be investigated a little bit for something. As soon as the teacher was out of sight, the girl's eyes narrowed. She stared at him with a look of utter contempt. This had to be Maguri Mizuki.
大人ってなんでこうバカなのかしら。
Why are all adults such dumb shits? Well, I don't know. Birds of a feather? No, that doesn't work because you weren't really quite referring to yourself in this equation. My insult failed. I suck. She followed this statement with a sigh that seemed to say, I'm so much better than that person. And then, bingo! From her shirt pocket, she withdrew the Ever After stones.
気休めで世の中が回るなら、誰も努力なんてしないだろう。
If easing people's worries is all it took to make the world spin, we'd never have to lift a finger now, would we? She was coyly playing with the stones as she said this, fitting them together at different angles in her hands.
で、お前誰？
Yes? Can I help you? She hadn't turned around. She just somehow seemed to sense my presence. I stepped out from behind the bench into her line of sight. Megari then flashed me the iciest stare I'd ever seen. I'm not usually intimidated by that sort of thing, but even I had to really make a concerted effort not to look away.
なんだこいつ。
What is this person? A scythe-wielding maniac.
ああ、その。お
Hi.
前、マガリってやつだよ。
You're Marguerite, right?
他のやつに聞いたんだけどよ。庭愛子や。あのナホってのとも仲が良かったって。
I heard from some of the other students that you're acquainted with Aiko Niwa, as well as a pretty famous girl named Naho.
その石、なんで持ってるんだ？それは今、庭愛子が持っているはずなんだが。
Why do you have those stones exactly? Shouldn't they be in Aiko Niwa's possession? You are treading very dangerous ground, Yoshiki. I figured I might as well just jump in whole hog, though not without bracing myself first. I knew that question couldn't exactly lead me anywhere good. Well, at least you recognize that. And sure enough, her response was almost immediate.
殺すぞ。
I'll kill you. You sure do love to threaten to kill people who annoy you, don't you?
あ
What?
詮索したら殺す。これはお前の知ることではない。だから出て行ってくれる？部外者。先生呼ぶわよ。
Pursue this line of questioning and I'll fucking kill you. This is none of your business. So how about you leave now? Or shall I call a teacher and report that there's a trespasser? She certainly wasn't messing around. Nonetheless, I'd come too far to back down now. Despite her threats, I knew I had to keep pushing.
あ、ねえはん。天神所へ行くのか？俺も連れて行ってくれねえか？
Are you going to Heavenly Host? To the Nirvana? And if so, could you take me with you? What makes you think that she would?
は？
Huh? I mean, you're a complete stranger to her, and she just threatened you with your life just for pursuing this line of questioning.
今あそこには俺の仲間が。
I have a friend who's there right now, and... Where do you keep that damn thing anyway? Do you got like a hyperspace pocket on you or something? Before I could get in another word, a giant scythe literally appeared in her hand out of nowhere. Yep, definitely hyperspace. And just like that, I couldn't move a muscle. She had me completely restrained.
ほんと殺すから。忘れろ。失せろ。いいの。
Honestly, this music is a bit too cheery considering the fact that Yoshiki is being held at Scythe Point at the moment. It's kind of jarring. I'm seriously going to kill you. Forget your friend and get lost. This is your last chance. The blade glinted majestically in the light of the sun. But as I looked up at it, it was her other hand that really did me in. Using the heel of her palm, she flung me backward with an incredible force. There was a loud, sudden metallic sound as my back struck the bench behind me. Her form was unbelievably precise. My momentum caused me to pivot over the backrest and flop down onto the ground below. I became acutely aware of every muscle and every bone in my body, as a jolt of intense pain fired through all of them. The wind wasn't just knocked out of me, it was obliterated. Death by suffocation via being knocked into a metal bench. I'm sure you can include this in, fuck, what was the name of that show? The one that catalogs all the incredible deaths that people suffer through. Whatever, maybe it'll come to me later. I gagged and choked for a while longer, but eventually regained the ability to breathe normally. And with it, my composure. I forced myself up, with some effort, but Marguerite was nowhere to be seen.
一体何者なんだ。
Damn it.
あのミストってやつは。
Seriously, what is she? Her and that Musetto bastard. I was in a complete daze. I always thought of myself as being able to hold my own in a fight, but this was twice now I've been laid out with almost no effort.
なんで俺はこうも弱えんだ。
Why am I so weak? Well, not everybody has telekinesis, Yoshiki. We're not all born equal, unfortunately. I have to find a way to open this door. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not... Okay, now that I'm in control again, there's a trophy display here from a prefectural chorus competition. All trophies displayed in this case have been vandalized with graffiti. Yeah, now that I'm in control, I am going right back to... Never mind, I guess I'm gonna sit through a cutscene first before I can get back to the nearest save spot. What is that? This heavenly host is definitely different from the one I remember. Outside the window, there was some sort of bizarre statue clearly visible in the pale blue light. Sui, Suzumoto, Shinohara, Morishiki. If any of you are still here, please, lend me your strength. I swear I'll do everything I can to bring you all back. Remember these? They're my scary time candles. This is to let you know I'm here. Oh, thank God. I don't have to go all the way back to the infirmary for the save spot. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off here, and we can try opening that door to the girls' lavatory in the next episode. Because I seriously doubt that my matches by themselves are going to be enough to burn through all that hair. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Corpse Party Blood Drive. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Take care.